We all like to know how the price may fluctuate in the short run and in the long run. But always remember this quote from the right hand of Warren Buffett: big money is not buying or selling. It is in waiting, and that tells a lot of story about the price fluctuation which we can see in XRP and other assets. So look at the price. The weekly chart, if you concentrate on that, shows you that bulls are trying to defend from the base, right? They are trying to defend that particular support area. If you look at the RSI price and the MACD, you understand that they are doing well because the moving average is crossing to the upside. As soon as we open the next one candle, you can see that we are getting that confirmation of 20-day moving average crossing 50 to the upside with that kind of a wick. Now usually that pattern in the weekly, it should be appearing like this one, going down, a little bit of correction, and then the next leg to the downside. But now if you are getting this wick here instead of that one, it shows buyers are getting back in control and they are ready to push the price up. We also need to look at different scenarios, see the current short-term price fluctuations, what can be possible, and other stuffs has to be checked, right? Otherwise, we may get a bit confused or a bit surprised when the price moves to the other side. But along with all of those, we also need to understand that the fundamentals and the current affairs, the news, how they are evolving and other stuffs, we'll actually go through them now. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you saw value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. If you would like to extend your support, open your heart, and you can use the Patreon, PayPal and XRP wallet address to show your faithfulness to the channel. Now, if you don't want to do that, it's okay, just hit that like button. We'll have to go through different aspects to understand what may push the price to the upside. Now, there are different stories which are relying on different factors, but whenever you talk about price, future price, reaching $200 per XRP and other stuff, we have to look multiple factors. So while we look at the price, say this is the daily chart. Now in the daily chart, you can either plot this one like this, or if you go in my direction, you can plot it like this, because this one gets more touches from the wicks and the daily close. If you actually concentrate on that one, for me this look a bit more precise than this one. Now it's not actually a bad thing to do this too, but it depends upon who is analyzing what. Now for me, this one looks a bit more clear, and in that aspect we are looking for a pump towards 0.28. Now that's on a real short time frame. Now if you zoom in and break it down to see what kind of pattern it is creating there, we may actually get a head and shoulder pattern here. Now that's not completely necessary, but looking at how the price is fluctuating, chances are high that we may get to see that one. But if you zoom back out and put it on a 3-day chart or a weekly chart, you can understand the price is moving towards the upside. Now this was a previous support. Now this is the resistance now. So if you connect those lines, you'll get this trend line resistance here. Now at the bottom, you get a clear support which is being respected by the price. Now if you look at this particular dotted line pointing towards here, it shows this was the previous resistance which is turning out to be the support here. Now if that is to play out within the channel, the next one should be here, the support should be here, meaning the resistance is here and the support should be here. So in order to reach there as a support after the correction from next pump, the pump should be going here. But whenever XRP pumps, it kind of goes like this, straight to the upside, right? Or a bit of slanted motion, say 45-degree. Now in that aspect, if you keep the 45-degree angle, it won't be something like this. It would be a slow movement somewhere here and then to the upside towards 0.4. Now that being said, if that is playing out, there are other scenarios which you really have to consider. Now that what we just explained here is also supported by the MACD and the RSI. If you look at the MACD, it's being supporting the bullish momentum or the underlying strength from the buyers from this particular point onwards, where the price was traveling to the downside. Here on the RSI, it also tells the same story, that the trend line is pushing it to the upside. Now, if you would like to learn more about candlestick patterns, different indicators, what it shows, it's actually easy to do that in YouTube, right? YouTube is one of the biggest search engines where you can get more reliable data. Just look at how they use. Now, the pattern should be explained based on the close and open, then basic sense. Now, if I'm saying something which you can understand, it should be easy. Now, as we just said, if we are looking at the zoomed in version, say this is a 2-hour chart of XRP, and if you look at the price, you can see that we are moving to the upside. The 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average, it's actually close to the price. Now, once we break above the 200-day moving average on this particular chart, which is the 2-hour, we may get across to the upside on the MACD, and the RSI getting a bounce from this level. Okay, if this makes sense for you guys, I hope you understand. That takes the price towards the overbought region, which can take the push the price much higher upside. But if you remember, I showed you the chart in the beginning showing that the weekly is getting a 20 to 50-day cross onto the positive direction, where the price is providing this wick. That kind of tends to show you that we may get a bounce from this particular support resistance area. Now, looking at the live price, say we'll put the chart on a daily, and you get to see this one on a daily. Now, when you got this particular reversal pattern on the daily, you got this movement, right? Now we are getting same on the 3-day chart here at first, so we can expect the price to move to the upside towards 0.28, which will fit into this particular pattern, right? We were expecting this based on the pattern analysis here. Now, once that happens on a 3-day, when we move back and look at it on a weekly chart, you understand that this should be at that time a green candle printed here. So that shows you that we created a low here. Here, this is a lower low from this one. Again, a lower low from this one. From here, it changed. This is a higher low, and if we move to the upside above this area of 0.32, that makes an higher high, which would give you an indication that 1, 2, 3, that's a change of trend. And again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in the sense higher high, and higher high. So if that is being repeated 3 times, you can consider that the trend is valid. Now that's on the side of technical, right? And when we look at the general price, if you are getting tempted, you can go to whichever site you like and check out how different assets are doing. Now, in order to understand that, if you go to, say, I use Coin Paprika and return rates, you can see this one. Last 1 year, how this asset has been doing. Now, this has to be considered in a positive stance as an investor. If you're looking at an asset, say, which has appreciated a hell lot in this time, say, like CVT and others. Okay, I'll actually put this here. Yeah, say CVT and Lend, you can see they actually appreciated much higher. It's cool, it looks better. But it doesn't actually make sense to buy into an asset which have already appreciated like this, right? If you are to look at that, then you should be looking at what you are invested in. And the reason for that investment itself is a lot of big story, right? We understand that things are coming at us in different manner. Now, when we look at the tweet from Barrett Garlinghouse showing CBDCs are coming out, and then understand that majority of the world powers are looking at a digital disruption of the infrastructure itself, financial infrastructure, and Ripple, the company, is going to connect those regions, geographical regions. Now, when that's happening, you have to understand Swift is going to put there some kind of something would be coming out, or announcements or whatever they are. But at the same time, in the same month, after 10 days, you're going to get Swell event. And Ripple, the company, is going to announce something huge. Why? Because we've been waiting for a long time from last year. You can understand the big announcements are not yet here, whereas the announcement from OCC, the regulatory side, they gave clarity for banks to hold this. They gave clarity for digital assets and stable coins. They gave a bit more clarity for digital asset securities. So it makes sense to announce those huge partnerships which can be in effect. But always remember, whenever these are happening, the price is going to the upside, whatever it is, there are always hacks like this. Now this shows KuCoin exchange hacked. Approximately 150 million United States dollar worth of crypto have been moved. So always keep your crypto safe. You can use a Ledger Nano, and it's up to you. You can use Nano X, or it's up to you. So, but always understand it has to be safe. Now, if you are storing your entire wealth on an exchange, make sure that it is insured. Now, if you are not keeping the entire in an exchange, you're only keeping 10% of your portfolio on an exchange, that should be better. Okay, now let's discuss about the price itself. This tweet from David Liu shows that 2020 we may only see up to 0.75. Now, even if we say 0.75 in 2020, looking at the charts, that is not a bad thing, because it kind of looks like 200% of profit from where we are now. See, this is where we are now, and if we point towards 0.7 above, it's kind of around 188-190% in profit. So that's not a bad deal. If you actually go into the article which he cites here, it shows in the end like this: 2020, 2021, 2022, and towards 2025. Now, the potential lows of 14 is like the next buyback time for that. But for me, it kind of looks a bit different. My perspective would be different. See, here we went till 0.1. I kind of agree with that. But if we are going towards $14 here, then I think the low here should be 3.5 actually, because that would be the previous high. Why I say that? If you go back onto the chart, XRP chart, and look at this was the previous high here for XRP, right? And if you look at the current low here of 0.1, it's actually much higher than the previous high. So if you take that, to be precise, if you look at that on percentage, it was kind of 86% above the previous high. So even if you look at the previous high itself, then it should be coming back to 3.5, not 0.5. Now, yeah, that may differ based on how they analyze, and what are the factors they are considering for that particular analysis. Now, looking at the price target of here showcased, which is 100, but while talking here, they talked about longer term price projections put XRP price at highs over 100 to 200. Now, yes, that definitely makes sense. If you look at the chart and analyze that, just looking at the basic sense of connecting supports or resistance and trying to plot it, you kind of get to see something like this. Now, yes, in order to get a confirmation for this particular trend, I would argue that the next price fluctuation has to reach the top and touch somewhere in that support resistance zone, because unless we do that, that trend cannot be 100% valid. Now, if anyone is saying that this is the bottom, now we know that because we started the uptrend there, and this looks like a bottom, but it's not yet confirmed. Unless we move above these previous highs here, it's not confirmed. Now, in order to do that, it's not just we have to move to the sky high, we just have to breach this level, which is 0.31, 0.32, and it looks like maybe in a couple of weeks we are going to do that and breach to the upside. And as we breach to the upside, do remember this particular support line is being validated. That would be 1, 2, 3, and 4th touch and a confirmation to the upside. So then what we are looking at here is the upside roof of this one. That is the resistance area, right? You can argue it won't directly go there, it may directly go here and all. And remember, this chart is on a log scale. So the more time it takes, the more high it reads. So even if you plot it like this, it's about $200, $244. Now that's too much if you see. But for me, it's not too much. Looking at the trend of this one, it's not too much, because if you go back to BTC, Ether, or other assets and analyze how they repeated their market cycle, you'll understand this. See, this is what BTC did last time, right? So if you could analyze the previous pattern of BTC, then you will understand that the market cycle is kind of repeating itself and price is kind of reflecting those. If you look at this 200-day moving average, price is making that as a support for BTC here. Now that's on a weekly chart, right, for BTC. Just to look at the trend of BTC, if you look at the monthly chart, it kind of makes sure that it had a bottom. Now the 20-day moving average on a monthly is moving to the upside along with the 50-day moving average, which gives the confirmation that it is trending up. Because if you look at the volume candles here with the MACD, it kind of clarifies that we are ready for a pump. So as soon as we break this level of 12,000 area, it should be a signal that the bulls are ready for bullseye. So now if we look back at XRP chart and what we getting back into what we were discussing, the highs of 200 is not too much of exaggeration, but what really matters is the factors which they are considering here for these calculations, because anyone can calculate anything in any way, but the factors or the data which they use and the consideration of the scientific idea behind that calculation really should be sound. Otherwise these are just kind of bullshit. We don't have to actually concentrate much on that. But based on what they are looking at, it's not like $100,000 XRP or like that. So it really makes sense. Now for an asset to reach such high in price in one market cycle, it looks too much, right? Because as for what we are looking at here, it looks like it may reach there in a market cycle. So if you just to defend yourself, to be conservative, if you look at this, it was like 140,000% previously, and if you analyze that one here, it's too huge, right? It's going way higher than that. So if that is the case and the market turns out to be more aggressive towards the hodlers, testing your patience, it may actually move sideways like this. Still, the price may be actually moving to the upside like BTC did last time. You can argue that it may happen that the price would be moving slowly to the upside like these and shooting to the upside somewhere here. But I would again put my idea here that XRP being stable compared to all other assets, even in bearish cycle or in bullish cycle, means the number of days of volatility would be limited. We discussed about that previously, right? For XRP to reach its all-time high of that 140,000% in a cycle, it only took like 300 days in the entire market cycle of 1,200 days, around 1,300 days being precise. So if you actually talk about that, then we should be looking at a price movement upside towards 300 days here, and that kind of gets aligned with what we were actually discussing about, say 270 to 80 days to the top like this to reach the roof here, and that roof itself is around $300. So coming back to the David Lewis tweet here, yeah, it's not that whole shit if you are saying. So when we look at that too, what we have to understand is what is happening in the background. Is the stuff happening in the background really supporting these ideas, supporting these assets? Because as we understand, the huge money, smart money, really is waiting for some confirmation to get into this one. And that confirmation for me should be this one, getting above this particular trend support resistance area of 0.32. So why they would actually do that? Because they see long-term reliability on this asset class, and especially for XRP. Now, going through these articles, say this one, Michael sent me this one showing while the move of OCC is positive, it is important to recognize that the majority of banks simply do not possess the correct infrastructure to provide safe and compliant custody solutions. So what would they look? They would be looking towards partnering with an institution, blah blah blah, and where that arrow point towards, for me it's PolySign. It should be the case. Now yes, you have Fidelity, Bucked and other institutions there, but PolySign makes much sense for providing them with the infrastructure. It can act as a bank custody service or a reliable regulated institution for that use case. And Jack the Rippler highlights this one. Ripple says neutral bridge asset. Now we previously discussed, even yesterday we talked about this one. The world needs a neutral asset to bridge the value from one fiat to another. Why? If you look at US and China and how they have issues, It's kind of, West is being a separate team, and China is kind of teaming up with other small countries like Pakistan and others to, they kind of fund them, provide loan, and then kind of colonize them in the modern way of colonization using debt. Anyway, you kind of get kind of two teams or more. And if we are entering into digitized economy, they won't actually rely on a thing which is completely mined by China or any other network like that. So they would be completely looking at a neutral asset to do that. And that's why the importance of XRP becomes huge in the CBDC era. You really have to understand, we've been waiting for a long time. Why? The governments delayed their plans, right? CBDCs, first they were talking like crypto, no, it's just a Ponzi scheme. But afterwards, they understood that the technology has the potential to disrupt the entire finance. So they are now on the track, but yeah, they are fueling up. So as we look at, XRP is getting attention from World Economic Forum, World Bank, and other stuff because it has that ability to bridge between fiats. Now Ripple, the company, is working in the background. They're working so hard. They are finding out ways to expand and reach out towards more opportunity. And that opportunity itself for XRP means new corridors for on-demand liquidity tool. So once the on-demand liquidity tool is being kicked off, that would kind of push the utility bull run at one side. But it won't only be the utility bull run which we are looking at, because we as investors are not completely rational. We can say that if we were rational, the price of XRP should not be like this, right? The value of that asset is so high and the price is so low, like it's on a sale. Say, I've been hearing one quote previously, I saw that even today, say, where it was like you should be buying or investing based on like you are buying grocery on sale. So that's something same, right? You're looking at something of same value, but the prices should be low in order to say that it's on sale. And we are looking at something like that for XRP now. And this tweet from XRP Crow Stidas is highlighting 3 to 5 years from now, banks will be connecting to the blockchains the same way they connect to Swift, which would be that infrastructure where banks would be connecting to. You have to actually ask yourself, look at the fundamentals, what had happened in last 3 to 5 years, and answer yourself, because that's going to be huge in next 3 to 5 years. And then come back, look at this price next 3 to 5 years. Are you actually ready for this, or you are still in doubt? That's completely up to you. Now, I don't know about the authenticity of this document, but when I saw that, it was really interesting. But looking at the year here and then watching Euro XRP here, for me, I'm not yet sure what that really means. But I'll actually check about that one because it shows about IMF's working paper, a new taxonomy of monetary regimes. So I'll actually go through that. And if I find something interesting and reliable, I'll present that to you guys in the next video for sure. Then we come back here showing that US, which were kind of lagging behind China and others on digital currency area, is kind of stepping up now. They are pushing the pedal now, because they know that if they are slowing down now, they may miss out on the entire opportunity, which they really don't want to do. Now in the same case, we are investors. We are here for the opportunity, and the opportunity is here right now. Are you looking for this huge bull run, utility bull run? It may be a FOMO. We can not say that it will only match the value of that asset. If the price can go way below the value of that asset, it can also go way above the value of that asset too. So expect those kind of madness when we enter into the new bull run with that FOMO. Guys, hope you actually received value for your time. If you did, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. If you'd like to open your heart and extend your support, you can use the Patreon, PayPal, or the XRP wallet address given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.